Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the processional. Please remain standing for the invocation. Student Dr. Catherine Freeman, please step forward.
Please pray with me. Dear God, thank you for the opportunity we have to be here today. Thank you for the passion and the hard work of these students. I ask that today will be an encouragement to them to continue in their dedication and hard work. Thank you for the opportunity we have to learn about medicine. Help us to take advantage of that. God, I ask that in everything we do, we'll strive to glorify you. Thank you for the opportunity of the family and friends to be here today. I ask that you will help us to enjoy our time with them. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, student Dr. Freeman. Please be seated. Good afternoon, students, families, friends, and special guests, and welcome to the 2012 White Coat Ceremony of the University of Pikeville's Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. My name is Dr. Boyd Boozer, and I am the Dean of KYCOM. I would like to take a moment to introduce the platform party. Please hold your applause until I have completed the introductions. On my right, the Honorable Paul E. Patton, 59th Governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky and President of the University of Pikeville. Dr. William G. Anderson, past President of the American Osteopathic Association and our keynote speaker. Ray E. Stowers, D.O., President of the American Osteopathic Association. Randy Littman, D.O., President of the Kentucky Osteopathic Medical Association. William Betts, D.O., Senior Associate Dean for Osteopathic Medical Education and Chair of the KYCOM Department of Family Medicine. On my left, Dr. Stephen Harris, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. Student Dr. Catherine Freeman, President of the KYCOM Christian Medical Association. Josh Bryant, President of the KYCOM Class of 2015. Christopher Jude, President of the KYCOM Student Government Association. Caitlin Turner, First Vice President, KYCOM Student Government Association. Nardine Zachary, President of the KYCOM Chapter of the Student Osteopathic Medical Association. Please welcome the platform party. At this time, I would like to call President Patton to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Boozer, and let me add my welcome to the University of Pikeville, Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, to these new 135 students of the class of 2016. Welcome to the medical profession. Over these next 4 years, you're going to work hard. You're going to accumulate significant skills. You're going to accumulate a lot of knowledge. And in 4 years, you're going to accept a great responsibility. Responsibility for the health, welfare, well-being of thousands of your fellow citizens. Awesome responsibility. And we know that you're up to it. And over these next 4 years, we're going to be here helping you to succeed. And then after that, we're going to be proud of what you do. Our sense of accomplishment comes from realizing what our students do with the knowledge that we've helped them accumulate. So as you go out in the world and make the world better, just remember us and know that we've got your back and we are proud of what you're going to do. Again, welcome to the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine.
Thank you, President Patton. Ray E. Stowers, D.O., is the Vice President and Dean of the Lincoln Memorial University DeBusk College of Osteopathic Medicine and is serving this year as the President of the American Osteopathic Association. Dr. Stowers, we're pleased to have you here to bring greetings from the AOA.
As Dr. Boozer just said, being the Dean of the DeBusk College of Osteopathic Medicine in Tennessee, the students are near and dear in my heart. And as president, Peggy and I have traveled all over the country already. And our most special visits are those that occur when we get to come to the medical schools. So today is a special time for us. So it's truly an honor for us to be here with the class of 2016 for one of the most significant times that's going to occur in your lifetime. This is a time that your personal family is not only proud of you and have supported you and been there for you, but the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine has given you the chance to be here, and the American Osteopathic Association is here with you and will be here, not only now as students and through your careers as students and choosing residency programs and the fun years when you get out in your third and fourth year rotations and actually start seeing people and practicing medicine. You have so many exciting times ahead of you, but it's a tough one. Journalist Dan Rather kind of hit me when I look back on my career and going through medical school, said if all difficulties were known at the onset of a long journey, most of us would have never began at all. But you know what? You're going to do fine. You're going to make great physicians, and we're all going to be very proud of you, and we will be here for you. Your dean, your faculty, and the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine will be here for you for the rest of your lives, and you need to be here for them. We'll help you hook up with mentors. Your academic years are going to be so exciting. It's a one-shot chance in life to put on that white coat and take on the responsibility that is going to happen today. Even though it's challenging, I know that all of you are going to leave your mark on the world. Just this one class is going to touch millions of lives in this country. And you will leave this world a better place. So congratulations for choosing to make a difference in life. And I'm so proud you're part of the osteopathic family. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Stowers. Randy G. Littman, D.O., is the Associate Dean for Clinical Sciences at the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine and is currently serving as the President of the Kentucky Osteopathic Medical Association. We're very pleased that he can bring greetings from KOMA. Dr. Littman.
On behalf of the membership of the Kentucky Osteopathic Medical Association, it is my pleasure to welcome you into our profession. When you come up here today to receive the tools of your profession, we offer you a token of acknowledgement of the journey that you have already started. Congratulations and welcome to our profession.
Thank you, Dr. Littman. I'd like to recognize another group with us here this afternoon. Here at KYCOM, we have an outstanding faculty of whom I am very proud. Their dedication to the education of our students is one of the keys to the success of our fine school, and I would like for them to stand and be recognized, all members of the faculty. In my view, this is the second most important ceremony conducted by the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. It's second only to graduation. The white coat ceremony was an idea conceived by the Arnold P. Gold Foundation to create a psychological contract for professionalism and empathy in medicine. The first white coat ceremony took place in 1993 at Columbia's College of Physicians and Surgeons. Since then, more than 90% of the osteopathic and allopathic medical schools in the U.S. have initiated such a ceremony. Tonight you will be coated, and you will also receive a DO Touch pin, symbolizing the distinctiveness of our profession. We have initiated this ceremony at the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine to mark the transition you are making from lay people to those assuming the responsibilities of physicians. Why is it necessary to mark this transition? Why is a focus on professionalism and empathy necessary for students who have nearly 4 more years of medical school to complete, board exams to pass, residencies to finish, and state licenses to obtain? It's necessary because being a physician, an osteopathic physician, starts now. You, the members of the class of 2016, will increasingly be granted by society significant and I hope humbling power and responsibility in your relations with your fellow human beings in regard to the health and illness of their bodies, minds, and spirits. You must recognize this and understand that you are no longer just students. You must walk, talk, think, eat, sleep, and behave as physicians. You must accept and embrace the mantle of professionalism bestowed upon you symbolically here today. As you develop the qualities that will make you outstanding osteopathic physicians, you will grow in knowledge and skills from the academic and the clinical experiences you will encounter during your time as physicians in training. Class of 2016, you were selected to enter this profession because you have demonstrated the abilities and the character necessary to succeed. Today, I congratulate you on your achievements thus far and encourage you in those accomplishments that are yet to come. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker. This afternoon, we are blessed to have with us as our keynote speaker a man who is one of the great leaders of the osteopathic profession and a dear personal friend. William G. Anderson, D.O., is a graduate of Des Moines University College of Osteopathic Medicine and a senior advisor to the Dean of the Michigan State University College of Osteopathic Medicine and Vice President for Academic Affairs at Detroit Medical Center. He's a member of the Board of Directors of the National Board of Osteopathic Medical Examiners. He is board certified in general surgery and is a fellow of the American College of Osteopathic Surgeons. Dr. Anderson is a past president of the American Osteopathic Association. His practice career spans over 4 decades as an osteopathic physician and surgeon in rural Georgia and in Detroit, Michigan. He has received many awards and no less than 9 honorary degrees, too numerous to list, but including a Doctor of Science from Michigan State University, Lifetime Achievement Awards from the Michigan Osteopathic Association and the American Osteopathic Association, and the Medal of Public Service Awards from Ohio University and Michigan State University. He has served as commencement speaker and as the honored speaker at white coat ceremonies for numerous colleges of osteopathic medicine. Beyond his professional accomplishments in the osteopathic profession, which are considerable, Dr. Anderson is a personal hero of mine for the depth of his convictions and his unfailing commitment to his ideals. When I first got to know him, it was in a professional setting as we were both serving in leadership positions in osteopathic organizations. At that time, I was really unaware of the courageous work that he had done in the American Civil Rights Movement, but I was deeply impressed by the foundation of his principles, which were revealed in our conversations. I later came to learn that Dr. Anderson was literally at the epicenter of the Civil Rights Movement in 1962 in Albany, Georgia, where he was the founder and president of the Albany Movement, a place of life and death struggle for racial and social justice. In his leadership role, he put his life on the line every single day And in this leadership role, he worked side by side, shoulder to shoulder with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in one of the most important social movements of modern history. Since then, Dr. Anderson has devoted his life to improving the lives of others, a model of selflessness and service for all of us. Dr. Anderson and his late wife, Norma, wrote a book about their lives. It is a wonderful book which, among other things, details their struggles at the center of the American Civil Rights Movement in Georgia. We will be presenting a signed copy to each of our first-year students tonight, as we presented copies to the second-year students yesterday, the proceeds of which benefit the William G. Anderson Minority Scholarship Program of the American Osteopathic Foundation. And now it gives me very great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, William G. Anderson, D.O.
I was enjoying that so much I did not want him to stop. Thank you, Boyd, my very good friend. It is indeed a privilege and a pleasure for me to be here. Not many years ago, I sat where you now sit, however few we might have been in numbers. As a matter of fact, last year, I returned to my alma mater, that was Des Moines University, for my class reunion. There had been about 75 in my class, as opposed to how many in the class of 2016? 139. How wonderful we have grown. Well, anyway, I went back for my class reunion, and to my amazement, there were only 2 of us who made it back for the class reunion. This is the class of 1956. They had a beautiful printed program, and I was reading throughout the program there, and I did not see my name on the pages of the program. And I complained to my friend, Dick Coates, one of my classmates who was there. I said, Dick, I don't see my name on this program. I'm a member of the Alumni Association. I pay my dues. I contribute to the school regularly, but my name is not on the program. I want to know why. He said, those are the dead ones. Well, we do that every 5 years. Now, I'm going back in another 5 years, will be 4 years from now, and if my name is on that list, I won't go back anymore. That'll be the last time. Governor, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for what you have done for the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. My very good friend, Boyd Boozer, and my colleague, Ray Stowers, and I empathize with him because now he has to travel all over the world representing the profession. When I was president back in 1994 and 1995, the extent of my travels, my foreign travels, was to Hamtramck, Michigan. Does anyone here have any idea where Hamtramck, Michigan is? You know where it is, huh? Well, you know how far I had to travel. In Detroit, I had to, okay, Hamtramck. But now, Ray Stowers and his wife, Peggy. Where's Peggy? Raise your hand, Peggy. Where's Peggy? Our First Lady. We need to recognize her. Our First Lady is somewhere here. Oh, she's all the way, stand up, Peggy. There she is, all the way in the back. Our First Lady, Peggy Stowers. Please recognize her. Now, I say with a bit of envy now that I get to travel all over the world, but at the same time, I really don't, because it is an arduous task, but one that I'm sure they are both enjoying. A few years ago, the American Osteopathic Association celebrated its 100th anniversary. The profession has been around now for over 130 years. So to celebrate our 100th anniversary, recognizing that we were not known as well as we wanted to be known all over the United States, we built a caravan. We got this huge, humongous trailer, and we put all of the equipment in there to do physical examinations, and we put some osteopathic physicians in there, and we traveled all over the United States telling people about the osteopathic profession and what we do as a profession and the commitment and the dedication that we have to the people that we serve in our various communities. We wound up on the Capitol Mall in Washington, D.C., and if you've been there, you can imagine where we were on the Capitol Mall in the shadow of the monument, the Washington Monument, and across the reflection pool from the Lincoln Memorial. And I was called on to make a presentation in observance of this 100th anniversary. And I could not help but reflect on those days when I was with Martin Luther King Jr. in Southwest Georgia. And I remembered on that day when he spoke from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, "I have a dream, I have a dream." We all will remember that speech that he gave that day. And I said that Andrew Taylor Still could not be with us this day, but he also had a dream. And he shared that dream with those of us who would become osteopathic physicians. And that dream was a better America, a more healthy America, a way in which we can take the best that nature offers, that is, what is within our bodies already, and make of that a healthier America. We have continued in that tradition. Better lifestyles, moderation, exercise, proper diet, avoidance of smoking and excesses of alcohol, all of those principles that were established by Andrew Taylor Still back in 1874 are as valid today as they were then. So I said that he's not here today to make a commitment to you, the present generation of osteopathic physicians, but I want to speak on his behalf and make a commitment that we as a profession will be here for the thousands of osteopathic physicians that have gone on before us, who have built this profession to what it is today, and for the millions of patients who have sought out osteopathic physicians for their care and the care of their loved ones, and for future generations of osteopathic physicians. That's you. That's you. I want you then to make a commitment today that you will be the parents of the next generation of osteopathic physicians, and you will not abandon the profession and make it an orphan. A few years ago, there was a perennial candidate for the President of the United States. He came from Texas. And I'm going to see if I can talk like a Texan. He said, "Will you be the parents of the next successful generation, or will you orphan this profession by abandoning its tenets?" Will you will make the decision very, very soon as you become osteopathic physicians. Will you be the parents of the next successive generation of osteopathic physicians, or will you orphan the profession by abandoning its tenets upon which the profession is founded? You have an awesome responsibility, but also an extraordinary privilege. I don't know what possessed you to come here to Pikeville. I don't know how you even got here. I know when I came the first time, and it was back when the school was still in its infancy, when in 1990, what year did school start? You were here, Governor, when 1997 when the school was started, and I say, how do I get there even? Well, he said, well, maybe you can come by way of Virginia or West Virginia or Kentucky. I said, wait a minute, don't you have anything going into Pikeville? Well, not exactly. But anyway, you can get there. I found my way here, and I fell in love with Pikeville. I fell in love with the College of Osteopathic Medicine, and I am so proud of what those who have preceded my friend Boyd Boozy have continued to do to build up this, not just a college anymore, but part of a university system. And we can attribute that to people like Boyd Boozy and my friend Ed Stiles, who's been here, I told you, forever. Dr. Lippin has been here forever. And we're happy that you have had the opportunity to learn from them. So now, what will we do with what we learn here? I don't know what possessed you to come here. Were you sent? Were you brought? Was it a family tradition? Did you have a mother who said, I want my son to be a doctor so I can say, my son the doctor, or my daughter the doctor? I don't know what brought you here, what possessed you to come here, what motivated you to come here. But now that you're here, I want you to make a decision today that you will make the most of the opportunity that you have to become the best osteopathic physician you can possibly become. Make a decision today, notwithstanding how you got here, but now that you are here, make the most of the reason that you're here. Now, I did not necessarily want to become an osteopathic physician. Matter of fact, coming from rural Georgia, I had no idea what an osteopathic physician was. No idea what it was. And when my dad found out that I wanted to become a doctor, And mind you, I have been turned down by every medical school in the United States and Canada and some foreign countries. I'd say now it was their loss. It was their loss. Those didn't take me. It was their loss. But I'm saying that I did not know anything about the profession except that my father said my personal physician in rural Georgia is an osteopathic physician, and he is the best that there is. I said, yeah, right. What is that? I did not know anything about osteopathy, but I was intellectually curious, so I went to the dictionary to find out what an osteopathic physician was. And when I read something about bones, I said to my father, I don't want that, Dad. I want to be a real doctor. I want to deliver babies and give shots, and I want to cut on people legally. Those are things I want to do. And I'm saying that they don't do that. And he said, well, you just come and meet him. And I went to meet Dr. William J. Reese. He's dead now. I went to meet him and found out that he was doing everything that I ever wanted to do in the practice of medicine. I said, I want to be just like him. And my dad said, I tried to tell you that, you idiot. Now, your parents can call you idiots if they want to. That's all right. They can call you idiots. But then I have never looked back with regrets over the decision that I made. I did not plan on being the grand patriarch of a family of osteopathic physicians. I did not. If you have not heard yet, 3 of my children are osteopathic physicians. 2 of my grandchildren are osteopathic physicians. One of my children is married to an osteopathic physician. One of my granddaughters, I don't know how she went astray, but she married an MD. But it's all right. It's all right. When he's in the midst of these 6 osteopathic physicians and we get to these family gatherings, he is beginning to start to think like a DO. Because if you're going to be the best doctor you can possibly be, you're going to be thinking like a DO, like an osteopathic physician. Because the principles that were first announced by Andrew Taylor Still are as valid in the osteopathic profession as in the allopathic profession. So I did not plan on being the grand patriarch of this family of osteopathic physicians. But looking back, I'm proud. Because where we started in 1952, when I first entered the college, there were 5 colleges. We had 6, but we lost 1 somehow. But there were 5 colleges, about 15,000 osteopathic physicians. Today, there were 30 colleges at last count. Is that about 30, Ray? Is that about right now? 30 colleges of osteopathic medicine and growing. 30 and growing, and not 15,000 osteopathic physicians. There are over 80,000 practicing osteopathic physicians today. What does that say? It says that we, as osteopathic physicians, are doing something right. We're doing what the patients need, what the communities need. Last night I heard the keynote speaker last night for the what was the name of the award? Right. And what was his name? All right, Benny Ray Bailey. And he spoke last night about what Pikeville College, now Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, has done for Eastern Kentucky. He says, you at Pikeville College of Osteopathic Medicine have produced more physicians that serve Eastern Kentucky in the short history that you've been here than the University of Kentucky has in its long, extended history of nearly 100 years. You should be proud of yourself and what Pikeville College of Osteopathic Medicine is doing for this community. You now have the opportunity to take that next step. You can become leaders in your community. Now, you're going to get a white coat today. I hope you're all going to get a white coat today. And people will look at that white coat and say, aha, you're a doctor. You'll have those aha moments. Aha, you are now a doctor. But let me say that the white coat cannot practice medicine. Write that down. White coat cannot practice medicine. But people will look at you and they will look at that white coat and say, he's got to be smart. He's got to be compassionate. He's got to be concerned. He's got to be skilled. All of those things that go along with being a physician. But you know, they tell me in India some years ago, a symbol of success was to have a fountain pen. A fountain pen. So those who wanted to appear to be successful, and some could not afford a fountain pen, they would walk around with a white coat on, looked like a pen in their pocket, but then when they take the pen out, there was nothing in it. Empty. Empty. Don't be an empty white coat. Let that white coat symbolize something. Let it symbolize that you are skilled, you are principled, you are concerned, you are compassionate. You have the concern of the community and people that you have the opportunity to serve. Let that white coat mean something. Now again, I don't know what possessed you to come here. I don't know where you came from. I think I might have recognized some of you because a few years ago, my wife and I were in New York because we have those family reunions. All of you have family reunions. Remember those family reunions are like? My wife said to me, "We are going to my family reunion." I said, "Wait a minute. You say, we are going to your family reunion?" No, she says, "We are going to my family reunion." Well, I was insistent, for those of you who are married, not maybe your students, but those of you who are married, men, when your wife says, you will, just do it. You will never win on that one. When your wife says, you will, just go ahead and do it. Well, I had been married a few years, so I recognized that when my wife says, we are going to my family reunion, I didn't argue, I didn't debate it, I just went. I went. So I went to New York, and I said, like I've advised you, make the most of it. Since you're here, make the most of it. I went and said, well, I'll make the most of it. So they had a tour down through Greenwich Village. Any of you been to Greenwich Village? You know what that's like in New York? I went down there in the middle of the afternoon on this tour, and the tour guide said, you will see some of the strangest people in the world in Greenwich Village. Well, the streets were empty. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. There was nobody out in the streets. And I said, you people, you know, you New York people, you exaggerate, you lie, and you made all this up to attract the tourists. These people, nobody's even here. He said, no, you don't understand, mister. These people don't come out until night. I mean, they don't get up till midnight. So I said, okay, I was curious enough to go back at midnight, and he was right. In the streets of Greenwich Village, I saw some of the strangest looking people I had ever seen. I saw young women there with micro mini skirts on, I guess, and almost halter tops, and they had things poked in their ears and in their tongue and in their lip and in their eyebrows and you know, and every place where they did not poke holes, they painted themselves. They had tattoos all over their body in buried unmentionable places. Well, I said he was right. Some of the strangest people I'd ever seen were on the streets in Greenwich Village. And then I thought, those are going to be our leaders. They're going to be the next osteopathic physicians. They're going to be the next lawyers. They're going to be the next college presidents. But then I came to the realization that one day, the ladies will maybe shun the micro minis and the halters and have a nice blouse and skirt, and they'll take out some of the spikes and things that they poke in their bodies, and maybe they will blanch out some of the tattoos, and they will become students at Pikeville College of Osteopathic Medicine. So maybe I saw some of you there. But I learned also that sometimes my wife would make a decision for me that perhaps I would not have made for myself. And I found myself in a place where I'd never expected to be. Some of you are sitting here listening to me saying, I never even imagined I would be a first-year student, the class of 2016, at Pikeville College of Osteopathic Medicine. You never imagined you would be here. I did my internship in Flint, Michigan at Flint Osteopathic Hospital. Back in the day, that was the mecca of osteopathic training. I had come from rural Georgia, Americus, Georgia, and my wife said, when you finish your training, your internship, we're going to go back there to practice. I said, no, I'm not. I'm up here in Flint now. I'm very comfortable here. I can have a nice practice here. I even have a group of surgeons who want to put me into practice. And so I don't want to go back down there to Georgia. I want to stay here where I can just practice osteopathic medicine like I'm trained to do. She said, no, no, no. You made a promise. If ever you got your education, you're going to go back to where they need you. Think about that. She says, whenever you get your education, you made a promise, you're going to go back to where they need you. They don't need you in Flint. They need you in rural Georgia. You made that promise. Damn. Wives have a way of reminding you of the things you said many years ago, and they never forget. You know, every bad thing I ever did. We were married for 61 years, and every bad thing I did in 61 years, she could catalog it. Date, time, place, and what stupid thing I did. Every one of them. So those of you who are married, you know what I'm talking about. Boy, you understand, don't you? Huh? Pam will tell you every stupid thing you did. Okay, all right. So anyway, I reluctantly capitulated because she had some reinforcements. There were a couple of college professors, and we had become friends with these college professors. And we went and had a discussion with them. We had dinner. We had a couple of drinks, and I thought I had them soften up, and I was going to stay in Flint to practice. They took me into one room, took her into a separate room. When they came back and brought us together, they said, Andy, go home and pack your bag. You're going back to Southwest Georgia, where you came from. That's where they need you. How prophetic. Had I not gone back, I would not have had the opportunity of working with Martin Luther King Jr. during the height of the civil rights movement in Southwest Georgia. I would not have had that opportunity had my wife not insisted on me going back to where they need me. I don't know what you're leaving back at your home, but let me admonish you, never forget where you came from. Never forget those who have made a sacrifice for you to be here. Never forget about the friends and family and the community and the church and the synagogue and the mosque. Never forget those who are supporting you while you're here. Never, never, ever forget them. They will support you as long as you do not distance yourself from them. They will continue to support you. And whether or not you make the decision to go back where you came from or not, wherever you wind up being, make sure that you are the best that you can possibly be. Now I want to leave you with a few thoughts. Number one, you can be the best that there is. Make a commitment that you will be the best that there is in whatever it is that you do. I remember when I was an intern and I was making rounds to one of the staff physicians, and we went to this man who was apparently dying, and the doctor said to the man, "We have done all we can do for you. We have given you all the medications. We've done whatever surgery can be done. There's nothing else we can do for you. Is there anything that you have to request of me?" And the patient says, "Yes, call me another doctor." Be the best that you can be, but do not get to the point where your arrogance exceeds your abilities. That is, when you reach that end point when you say, "I really don't know. This is beyond my scope of training, my scope of practice." Do not hesitate to call for help. There's no way for any one of us to know all that we can know about the field of medicine. It is far too vast. Learn as much as you can and do the best that you can. Be respectful of others. Look around you. We don't all look alike. We don't all talk alike. We don't all think alike. We do not all worship alike. But have respect for those that are not exactly like you. Next, what is osteopathic? Osteopathic is nothing but a word until you give it definition. Osteopathic is nothing but a word until you give it definition, until you come to recognize it as symbol of a well-trained, well-educated, sincere, dedicated physician. that becomes the definition of osteopathic. I'm almost done. Every time I have the opportunity to speak to students, I speak in terms of a language that they all can understand. Do all of you understand stupid? You all understand stupid? There's no cure for stupid, really, there's no cure for, but all of us are going to do some things at some point in our life when we look back over it and say, you know, damn, that was stupid. I have done a few stupid things in my life, I try to forget most of them, but what you should look at is not that I did something stupid, there might have been an honest mistake, but don't continue to do the same thing over and over again. That's idiocy. I was smart, very smart, trained as a surgeon. He told you that. I had a leak in the roof of my house, and I said to myself, I can fix that leak. I'm a physician. I'm an osteopathic physician. I'm trained in surgery. I'm a skilled surgeon. I can fix that leak, roof in that leak. I see men, women with a third-grade education, excellent roofers, excellent carpenters. They can do that all day, every day. I said, it can't be that hard. So I got me a 12-foot ladder, and I climbed up through the trapdoor in the ceiling of my garage. And as I neared the top of that ladder, the ladder slipped, and I fell down on my head. My wife was in the kitchen, and she ran out because she heard this clash and thunder with me falling down, and she came out, and there I lay in a heap with a ladder on top of me. She took the ladder off me and set it aside. She said, let me help you up. I said, no. Let me lay here a while and contemplate the stupid thing that I just did. I want to remember this a long time. When I do something really stupid, here I am, skilled surgeon now. I've got 20 years of training under my belt, and I'm going up there to fix a damn roof. And I said, no, let me lay here, and I want to contemplate the stupid thing that I have just done. Well, I wound up with subdural hematomas. You'll get around to learning what those are after a while, subdural hematomas. And I had the most god-awful headache you can imagine. So that following day, I went down to Howard University where I spoke to some pre-med students. Then I went out to San Francisco for the AOA convention in San Francisco. I think the stock in McMill went up for that week or two because I was eating Tylenol like a popping popcorn. Pounding headache. I finally went back to see my doctor, and I went to her. You know what I said? I went to her, and I says, I'm hurting so bad I'll do anything you say. She said, anything? I said, yeah, anything. She said, that's different. You've been coming to me for 15 years, and you've never done what I said. Well, doctors can be stubborn like that. I said, I'm ready now. So what I did was, I took her advice. Went to see a neurologist who sent me to a neurosurgeon, and he drilled holes in my head and let the evil spirits out, and now the headache is gone. But while I was recovering, I grew this Van Dyke. How do you like that? I grew this Van Dyke. And as I would get up in the morning and I would go and wash my face and brush my teeth, and I noticed in the mirror me with this Van Dyke, so I shaved it on the side and I shaved on my chin because those are the places that itch when you try to grow a new beard. You know what I'm talking about? You grow a new beard, it itches there. But then I remembered as I was looking at myself in the mirror, on the front page of Modern Maturity a few months earlier, there was a picture of Sean Connery. I said, damn, he looked just like me. So I decided then, that had served him so well, I decided I would keep this Van Dyke. But what it did for me is this. Every morning, when I would see myself in the mirror, I would be reminded, don't do anything stupid today. I will ask you this question, then I'll go to my seat. Those of you who have never done anything stupid, I'm talking about you in 2015, 2016, those of you who have never done anything stupid, raise your hand. Those never done anything stupid. Oh my. All right, if you've not done anything stupid this month, oh wow. This week, what about today? If you've never done anything and you look back on it and say, that was stupid, then you have not pushed yourself hard enough. You have not tried hard enough. Because if you really apply yourself, if you put forth your best effort to be the best osteopathic physician that you can be, you're going to make some mistakes along the way. That's all right. Consider them learning experiences. Now, do this for me, and I'll go to my seat. Would you please stand? Those in the class of 2016, would you all please stand? All you in the class of 2016. I want you to repeat after me. If in my mind I can conceive it, if in my mind I can conceive it, and in my heart I truly believe it, and in my heart I truly believe it, with these faculty members, with these administrators at the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, I can achieve it. Each one of you can be a success within your own right. You have the ability, you have the knowledge, you have the necessary support. You can be successful osteopathic physician. Take your seat. And as you take your seat, ask yourself, will I be parent of the next successful generation of osteopathic physicians, or will I offer the profession by abandoning its tenets? And I thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anderson. Now I'd like to ask student Dr. Christopher Jude, president of the KYCOM Student Government Association, to bring his greetings from the student body.
I'd just like to say what an honor and privilege it is to be up here with such a distinguished panel. Dr. Anderson and Dr. Stowers, thank you for being with us tonight. Another group I would like to thank is family and friends. You guys mean so much to these young medical students, young medical doctors, and they're going to need that love and support now more than ever. Medical school is pretty rigorous sometimes, so if you get a lot of missed phone calls and a lot of missed birthdays and no Facebook replies, just send them a toothbrush to the library. To the students, I'd just like to say congratulations. You're going to be coming up here tonight to receive, or this evening, to receive your white coat. It's more than just a piece of white fabric. It symbolizes your unity as a class of 2016, a growth in our city, school, and occupation. You're a part of Pikeville, the community. They will embrace you, as you all know. But when you come up here and get that coat, you'll be getting an induction into such a prominent profession. I don't know if anybody's ever watched Jimmy Valvano's speech that he did at the first ASPs, but he said, if you laugh, think, and cry, it makes a full day. And as you all found out in your first month, first block, the thinking part is pretty easy when it comes to med school. The crying part probably comes pretty much for half of you. The rest of you will get there. And the laughing part's the hard part. So learn to laugh, and you'll have a good time here. So make these people proud. The faculty back there, they're proud of you. They picked you to come here. Somebody believed in you. These people believe in you. Your classmates believe in you. So wear the jacket with pride. And on behalf of the student body at Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, congratulations for being here.
Will the class of 2016 please come to the stage? Charles Abner. Pratik Agarwal. Stephanie Albrecht. Adele Amin. Caitlin Anglin. Chelsea Atwater. Patrick Ball. Christopher Basin. Carrie Ballou. Brad Bilbrow. Bilal Blabel. Robert Bogart. Leslie Brent. Ryan Brink. Colton Bruceman. Patrick Bryant. Marissa Capasso. Richard Kapner. Kate Clemens. Robert Klein. Brittany Collins. Jessica Collins. Charlie Kraft. Ashley Crutcher. Arwen Cunningham. Punita Dave. Joshua Davis. Catherine DeGrand. Angèle Delon. Sean Desai. Jacqueline Doe. Christopher Dockman. Megan Dorsack. Rebecca Douglas. Whitney Dropsy. Adriano Duran. Taylor Eisenminger. Kevin Farthing. L.K. Farrell. Ashton Fields. Gabriel Frola. Brooke Gayhart. Muskan Gotra. Ashley Givens. Tamara Guzman. Carrie Gussler. Cody Hall. Zachary Hamilton. Samuel Hanshoe. Joseph Hartfield. Christopher Hendrickson. Jenna Hilty. Whitney Hoffman. Daniel Holland. Nicholas Hopkins. Christopher Houston. Jamie Humes. Ashley Jaglowitz. Ryan Johnson. Shandy Carrick. Sierra Kazakis. Ross Kiesling. Mirza Khan. Hyun Kim. Christine Kolodziewski. Christine Kozitz. Thomas Kupfer. Alexandria Lawrence. Camilla Malinowska. Andrea McCullum. Jody McFarland. Carrie McKechnie. Stacy Meeks. Caitlin Marin. Kevin Metzger. Claudia Monhay. Charles Anthony Morrow II. Christopher Muncy. Misam Nakvi. Lauren Nugent. Maureen O'Morrow. Ramina Pajwani. Tarun Patel. Martha Peacock. Lauren Petrovich. Molly Peverado. Rebecca Quinn. Ravi Raithatha. Amandeep Rakra. Lauren Ramsey. Matthew Randolph. Corey Ricketts. Catherine Reel. Olivia Rumpala. Justin Rutherford. Andrea Schutte. Lexi Selzer. Jonathan Schaefer. William Sharpnack. Peter Sheasley. Eric Shoemaker. Elizabeth Sylvie. Jessica Simpson. Philip Sawinski. Jonna Sizemore. Ashley Smith. Audrey Smith. Shelley Sodi. Eric Spindlove. Sneha Srinivas. Colin St. Clair. Victor Stankovich. Mark Stanley. Lauren Strady. Amanda Sullivan. Zachary Sumter. William Matthew Sykes. Rob Taylor. Carly Thomas. Tori Torma. Kong Trong. Con Trong. Jeffrey Choi. Griffin Tucker. Josh Tyree. Crystal Verdick. William Walker. Kayla Webb. Jenny Williams. Emily Wittenberg. Jessica Wolf. Caroline Wolverton. Joey Wong. Brett Yoder. Daniel Yetzi.
I wanted to make a comment to Dr. Anderson that it's important to point out that whenever you give a book to a first-year medical student, invariably there's one question that always comes up. I was whispered this question about 4 or 5 times, and that is, will it be on the next test block? I don't want the first years to be uncomfortable about that. Last night I received 7 texts from the second-year class. Would the class of 2016 please stand for the Pledge of Commitment? Would you follow along on the back of your program? And family and friends, please follow along also. But repeat after me. As I embark upon the study of medicine at the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine, to enhance the learning environment and gain the knowledge, skills, and attitudes of competent osteopathic physicians. accept the responsibility only for those matters for which I am competent. Maintain the trust expected of an osteopathic physician. And never take advantage of the patient-doctor relationship. Show compassion and respect for all others. Set worthy examples in the application of humanistic principles in my relationships. With patients and others within the Appalachian medical community. Work towards improving my sensitivity and skills in human interaction. Understanding and respecting. The differences among my patients and colleagues. Value the knowledge and wisdom of the physicians who have preceded me in the profession. And endeavor to contribute to the osteopathic tradition. Recognize my weaknesses and my strengths. And strive to develop those qualities. That will earn the respect of my patients, my colleagues, my family, and myself. Continue learning throughout all the days of my life. You may be seated.
This concludes the 2012 White Coat Ceremony of the Kentucky College of Osteopathic Medicine. I would ask that you stand and remain standing for the recessional. I ask that you remain in your places until the platform party and the student doctors have exited. I invite all of you to join us for the dedication and ribbon cutting ceremony for the Cole Building beginning at 4 p.m. There will be a reception following the ribbon cutting with tours of the building beginning after the ceremony, to which you are all invited as well. I thank you all for joining us this afternoon for this very special occasion.